really just want to say people need to stop confusing me. It's just, it's been real, you know? I don't know, people think I lie, but honestly, it's been difficult being me. I've never had an easy life, and I don't think people realize that what it's like going through shit that we go through. Oops. Oopsies. I can't even find more stuff I need. But I'm alone that. Oh my god, this phone's are slow. So, truth about me. Let's see. I've really been forced to go through a lot of shit. And when you're fighting for people's lives and trying to help people change, and you help the streets change their lives and play perspectives because you know there's something not right, and sometimes it can be a little forceful, and you go through the system and you see people getting abused and hurt and raped and all, and you're going through it too, but you want to help them still because you got jobs to do, whatever. And the system has a right to put you on meds for that, and then they want to lie about you, they want to hurt you, and then they force you to turn.
Your phone will be out of storage.
And they really
Clean up now.
They really do. They force you to they force you to get raped. They put you in the system, mix people just to get raped. I can name it all to you if you want. Some of them I can't because I don't remember their names. There's more. There's a lot I could name for you. And as I said, it seems like a lot of people rather be a rapist, and those are the ones that purposely do it. That do it back and just think that, oh, I can get away with it because I have money. Oh, you got an afterlife for that, don't you? You know, I don't understand fully the Bible. I, for one, try to follow it 100%. There's a lot of things in this earth I don't agree with. I don't think you have a right to judge people that go through a hard time. I try to help them. I do my best to really help them. I don't care what they look like. I still help them. DA likes to lie about your record. You got DCF down here in Boston and Mass that likes to play games with your record and twist it around just to get a judge to agree with them. You got to have the cops be corrupt and you're not supposed to defend yourself. Self-defense is a big deal. It's not just a racism self-defense. Fuck, I mean, I could go in Boston and I can get a punk on the fucking street. I can go to Boston and just do my own thing and say something on the phone and someone doesn't hear me right or doesn't want to hear me right and they just want to play games and bullshit me. Anything can happen. And that gives me the right to get arrested because a color racism is in play, or they act like they have no rules and we're supposed to be sitting here taking it. And you want to sit there and put us in the hospital because of it? You want to judge all of us because how we are? Motherfuckers, please. You know, it's not my fault that Julian hates me, wants to be a demon, and wants to fuck manipulate everybody's minds, and I'm trying to stop them, and people want to come at me for it. It's not my fault that he puts everybody into harm's way by saying the homeless should pay more out of pocket just to have a spot. And it's not my fault that he's going around saying, you should be able to put girls on drugs and then you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to have sex. What Julian doesn't tell you is he's bi. He's honestly bisexual too. Believe it or not, a lot of men and women are bi when they're first born. You see a lot of it when they're young, and then you see them getting older. Some turn, some don't, whatever. But, a lot of us go through shit into mental health. We get forced through the system, and you lose your first love. I'm surprised I can maintain anything I do. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, being a first hand is very unique. I respect other people. The ones that are abusive, like my father, they shouldn't be around this earth at all. They really don't belong here. Once you repeatedly rape people, hack people, I don't care if you're poor, middle class, or not, or rich, it doesn't give you the right to hack people that mind their own business and do things for other people, and they help the streets, help them do better, even if it pisses them off. In fact, I piss off the streets a lot, but they come right down and listen to me. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because I give them the honest answers. I tell them what it's like. I told them, you don't want to go down that road. Because all you're doing is hurting others for no fucking reason. It's stupid. One gang has rules, the other gang don't like you. You go out west. You can go in Iraq because you're a criminal, you're well liked. Hell, there's a lot of things I don't like sometimes about a person. But if they respect me enough and don't try to fight me, and they're just going about their business, I go about mine. But they beep me in the middle of the street when I'm crossing it. Yeah, I put my middle finger up and go, fuck you, get the fuck out of here, I'm protesting, leave me the fuck alone. I got a lot of friends. I help a lot of friends. I try to. Some of my friends just go through so hard, I gave up trying and let them be them. But that's because people he's dealing with actually like it too. Maybe those people don't. I understand them, but I don't fully agree with it. But if they want to die, that's fine. But you guys have never looked at the world the way I have. You guys all see the wrongs and rather say, oh, fuck it, I can't do anything. I'm scared to. I'm not gutsy enough. I can't fix it. Or I can't do anything. I don't want to calm the person down. I just want to be a thief all our lives and steal from other people, including me, and then have lies go around the world and say, this is what I saw the person do, and it wasn't like that. People that help me, I try to help back. I help others. I appreciate the help, and eventually it comes back to you when I have it. I don't usually be poor. And if I am poor, I usually at least have a place, but the rent went too high. People just take advantage. But I don't give up on people. I still care. So what if I'm a trans? I didn't ask for it. Doesn't mean I don't like girls. Doesn't mean I don't like guys. It means I like both worlds. That's why I chose JCTH. Honestly, here's how it works. I so badly found a name with all of my unique players. I've seen a lot of rapes. I've been through it myself. Hell, I put myself in danger every fucking time. God wanted me in danger all the fucking time. I don't want the credit for it though. What God does for my adventures, it's really fun. But I don't like to fight if I don't have to. Force me, I will. But a lot of times people don't realize I don't fight my fullest sometimes. It's because I know the person's going through. I know the hatred inside people. I feel bad for them, actually. I know where they're heading. But the cops down here, especially corrupted judges, corrupted DA, Commonwealth, the DCF, my younger brother Sean, and he knows everything I've been through. He knows what I do for him. He knows there's nothing I can't do for him. He's my stepbrother, you know. I mean, shit. Kids I see on the streets, I see they're by themselves, and I ask them where your parents are, and they'll tell me, and I tell them to quiet because I don't want them talking too loud. But I tell them what to do when they hit the bus. I tell them all the ins and outs that I can remember when they're going to school. And no, I'm not giving up positions where, for unknown facts, that people will follow them. But I always tell them be near the adults that do pay attention and get to school quickly. And don't talk to nobody. A, B, and C, right home. I tell kids to practice fighting, defending, help others. Never give up on people. The ones that hate you, it's not their fault. Just defend yourself. Who cares? Teachers shouldn't suspend you for it. It's funny, it's racism. Different color, you get away with a lot. You look white, but you're really Hispanic, you get treated like a white person. Has the world not noticed we're all the same? Take a Jew, take a Christian, take anybody you want, I don't care, Muslim. Take one from each country and one from the United States, all over. Put them all in a row. Take pictures of the whole line, front to back. And if you want to do some artwork, do it naked, right? Front to back. Take their hand, stab it, cut them. You'd see they all bleed the same. They don't all operate the same, but they all bleed the same, don't they? They all hurt the same. You ask one of them what they've been through, your country, they'll tell you. Africa has it worse. there's always some place has it worse, right? What I don't get is how did Abraham Lincoln stop the slavery? How did Malcolm X stop the slavery? And why did it take Martin Luther King to stop the slavery? And they all risked their lives and died for it. And then we have slavery again. Thank God I have chosen ones all over the world. Secret, known, chosen ones. Thank God I got Jews. I wish they would travel and help. Because I need more people like me that are military brats. That proved that they knew their shit. That proved we do care. We don't care what we go through in this world. I can drive a car without a license. I prove that. I can fly planes. I prove that. My dad didn't like it. None of it. Wasn't allowed. And I suffered. Hardcore. Couldn't even get a chance to get off the ground. Because DCF and your DDS systems have controlling evil people in it that will purposely fuck you up. And then you go on the streets and get forced in a lane from a decent job. I was working in Gloucester and I was in love with a girl. But in Lynn, I couldn't get out and see my family and friends because of the fact people wanted to lie about me. And then the papers roll with it. And of course, my friends out where I go in Beverly, they love me, and then they realized, why are they lying about you? I said, because they're jealous. And of course, they're not Asians, they're blacks, they're Jamaicans, and they're just having an evil life, and they want to give me an evil life. They want to make it miserable as they can for me, because I'm not my own guardian. And yet, here I am defending people. Tell the truth all the time. I don't hide through anything. But I shouldn't be forced in a system where a cop hits me and I can't hit back. Knock the food out of my hand, was supposed to my brother and his family, and I get in trouble for it because a cop writes down police reports and lie all their life about what I go through. Lane, I had a detective on Lewis Street, tells me I have a gun and whatever, or I've been at the store matching the description of a perp. I should be arrested. Or, I love this one. Oh, you're cute, you're sexy. Why don't we see how you handle your attitude in jail and get raped? Look at the cop, be like, it already happened to me. I'm used to that. Whatever. I don't give a fuck if this gets me in trouble with you guys or whatnot. I'll fight. I'm a fighter. Bree, she never listened to Julian because Julian manipulates what people do. You should not have people out there manipulating. You should really feel bad when you manipulate about somebody that you don't fucking know. You shouldn't get into your business, personal business. I keep losing my lovers, and I tell my lovers who I am. They don't need to hear it from a second person manipulating them, and then I lose out because I get hurt. Well, and then the government wants to make it look like I can't fight back. The reason why I don't fight back is because I know what I'm in for. I noticed the government systems protect rapists, mobs, gangs, all because of money. If the gangs and people that change their lives, I congratulate you. Sometimes it takes someone like me to help you. And that's okay. I would never stop. But I have the liars come in and want to hit me, and I don't hit back. Because sometimes it looks like they know what they're doing. But in reality, when you're a teen going through this world today, a lot of times it confuses them. Especially when people can just manipulate them very easily. I went through that a lot, and I still do. But I've been doing better, saving my ass, not really seeing manipulation anymore. I had a meltdown. Of course I did. Being stolen from half my life. One person manipulated me and doing something stupid before. That was last year. Before I was changing, before God took me and put me in awakening, before I got activated, before I really proved to him, no matter how I am still the same person. I don't care what these videos talk about. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that it's not true. But I don't think he would blame you if something wasn't your fault that changed you and you couldn't change back. As long as you follow him the best you can, I'm pretty sure you'll be forgiven for it. Especially when you gave it your all, and he knows you did. And you're not feeding into everything that they do out here, being stupid. You're fighting for a cause, especially the right cause. Putting freedom back for people that couldn't get freedom because the evil ones want to continue being evil, and they don't give two fucks. They think high in power, they have everything in their hands. And they're in judges too, by the way. They're in the system. Totally. In and out of the system. You can bet your ass on it. Some of the military people get saved like that. Some of the military men don't mean it, honestly. I will believe that 100%. You gotta remember when you're in the military or you're on the street, when you go through a lot of shit and trauma, PTSD kicks in, post-traumatic stress syndrome, and not to mention ADD, ADHD, attention deficit disorder, and then hyper attention disorder. I said it backwards, so make it sound cooler. It changes you, especially get raped all your life. It changes you. And the system knows this, proven over and over again. They say the system changed, but it didn't. I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to lose my first love, Tony Prisco. I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to leave school and never get my education. I didn't wake up one day and say, I wanted meds in my system to fuck up my education. I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be raped all the time. I did have a life once. But I promised God, and when I came to Chosen One, I said, listen, I will do everything in my power, but I need your help a lot. I'll do anything I can to fix whatever that you want me to. I'll do anything I can to be a pilot. I'll do anything I can to help the homeless, to help people do better without giving them in trouble. I'll do anything I can to teach them how to respect and learn morals so they can defend people right. And I'll do anything I can to help kids and families. And I have. problem is, I didn't get rich. My dad fucked me over. Took my money, spent it on things like a house of his, so he had to spend his money. And then later on tell people everything I go through was my fault. I planned it all. No. I have psychic abilities. It was stronger back then. But I went through the system so hard that the meds fucked me. Julian Carrozza, Brian James Gannon, Danny Broadman. Even though I was 6 doing it undercover, I had no choice but to surrender to things I didn't want. I got treated like a woman since I was young. All because of a curiosity? I doubt it. I knew I was going to go through. I got no one to help me. Not even to back me up. When I did get back up, DCF moves around and gets away from the people that I cared about. I couldn't defend myself on meds, eventually. Had no memory. People in Salem saw me when I was doing cool things all my life. A lot of people look at me and say, why you have a sad look on your face all the time with the wolf eyes? I said, well, it's because when I get my memory back, I hit depression, I go through the same shit, repeat history, and everyone judges me on the base of actions that no one's seen what I go through or don't want to believe. Don't have to believe me. Ask anybody on the street. I see teens in freaking places where security guards will let them get raped. No one does a thing. Young kids get disappeared. No one does a thing. Besides the aliens, where else do they go? Aliens ain't taking all the kids like that, or teens, or anybody. I'll tell you where they go. There's secret organizations, especially for you homeless, or you families that let your kids roam around by themselves. They see an opportunity. These guys got limousines, vans, money up the ass. They'll use anything like the government, and the government lets them do it. Oh yeah. You can report them missing. They'll come up with nothing and say, there's nothing we can do. Really? They can trace your phone. They can do anything. They have Big Brother up in the sky. They can send planes and quickly find them. Choppers, anything. There's no hiding anymore. They know where they go. It takes FBI's years to do anything about it. Our system has failed to serve and protect. That's why you have me around and others. That's why I like my soldiers. I know you're not going to know their names. Out west, there's no one that puts up with this shit. That's why I love Out West. You know, my younger brother and my older brother lost faith in me because I couldn't help them anymore. I was dealing with too much, and I was trying to get my shit done so I can help others faster. I love my family. I've done everything I could for my family, and I still do. It ain't my fault that I mess up at times. I know what I need medicines for. A judge will do more drugs than anything in the world and rape people. Same thing with a cop. Because they're corrupt. And no one does anything about it. Like you're all chicken shits. Me, DMX, Tupac, Nas, and more do more things about it. Ice-T. Should I keep going down the list? They all admit it. They all admit that they were once young and dumb. You learn from them. Not feed into it. I'm not saying you can't go to strip clubs and have fun. I'm not saying you can't see people and have fun. But everybody deserves to live a life. No matter where you're at. If you see someone that's struggling, and you get some extra cash on you that you don't need, and you know that you're just going to buy whatever anyway, why can't you take some of that money and just help them out? And then the next question, when I do help somebody out with a $100 bill next time, please don't intervene and say, oh, I need that back. He was kidding. And then like you're telling me I should accept that. Because when I help somebody, I do it because they need it most. I have extra cash. I'm not looking for the best shoes or whatever. Human lives are more important than our lives. We don't need to be selfish all the time. For what? What fire do you go to? Being selfish all the time. People in the homeless help me out at times, and I help most people out that need it anyway. I don't care. A lot of you are bisexuals. There's a lot of you that are trans and bisexuals. Don't judge me. Never. Don't go off hearsay. I would tell you. I admit all my screw-ups. I don't screw up. But I get depressed when I get treated wrong by the system. I got cops that care about me. If you guys honestly look at cops, they do care. But a lot of them can't do much. Because it's really up to a judge and shit. But they show they care. Sometimes I get too much going that I snap on the wrong ones. I don't know why. I'm dealing with too much, obviously. I don't do it on purpose, but I don't know why people hate me so much for search and rescues, helping out, and I dare you to try to come at me if you want to be on the bad side. I taught some people actually on the good side that do the same shit you guys do. You know, I like HAs, Latin Kings, and a lot more. But do I trust every single one of these? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There are some I trust. Would I hang out with rapists? If I find out you're a rapist and you're continuously ignoring me and hurting people and raping them some more, I would probably not hang out with you. And I'll despise you so much. You better hope I don't catch you. I'm not afraid of death. I see what's going on. I know too much. I've been proven more right. I'm gonna tell you something. Just because you don't see the evil around you right away, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We YouTubers have made, me and thousands, have made that possible. Where you see demons, you see angels, and yet you don't see Jesus and God. You can't just fit it in equations. You want real clarity? Montreal, Oregon. And look at the fucking sky. Really, look at the sky. People that see me do pictures took my phones and hacked me, abused me, lied about me, and continue. Because their legions are real. They joined this Lucifer legion. Then you got the angel legion. And you got the shadow government. And everything I noticed in the government is evil so far. But here's what I know for facts. you still got caring people in the system that are willing to try to change that. The problem is, it's the higher-ups that are so evil that come in the system. Those are the ones that are like Uther, just judging fast. And proven facts about me is I reincarnated into King Arthur in Merlin and Trump once. Reincarnated. Wow. Probably for a reason for that. I can't say my missions. But you have heard me say I go after people like that. And I have. That's why Brian James Gagnon goes after me so hard. That's why he takes my people. That's why Churchill Walter gets paid and gets to tack me up. That's why Gloria Richards gets to go out there and continue on her bullshit. The only reason why we get caught up is because we're poor. Does this make sense to you? Is this what you want your kids going through? If they couldn't make college because you lost control of your kid and they throw you in the system, is this okay with you when you have no one backing you up? And yet you want to all judge me, saying it's my fault? For what? I took care of your kids, other people's daughters. I didn't care about the race. I don't give a fuck about what they were going. If they're mistreated, I'm there. I helped them escape. Why would you hate someone like that? I'm the one that took all the abuse. I'm the one that has to suffer. Like Jesus suffered. God suffers. We all don't give a shit or give a chance. You judge something by its cover. You ask me questions, I give you the real answers. I even help you get your stories correctly out there. Why is it so hard for you guys to admit the fact we all should be fighting for what's right? Not just the cops, not the FBI. Because you have families, right? Correct? You have families? Yeah? But you can't always fight, right? And the cops can't always win, right? There's a lot of favoritism going on. It's been going on for years. I talked about it for years. This is the first time bringing it up on YouTube. For years. You know, they have families too. But their hearts are so cold. They don't care about other people's families. That's the real truth. I'm not the last one that gets raped and abused. In turns. There's more. And more. And more. It does not mean I'm a demon. Or an angel. Although I think it looks that way. I don't know. I really don't know either. All I know is I'm one of the chosen ones. I go by that. But in the books, it says angels and demons. But it also says his chosen ones. Never assume what you are until you get clarity on it. And sometimes it takes a long time for that. I know where to go for find clarity and proof and find the right things. But you know what I noticed? We have a mind, heart, soul, and care in us that we don't quit. Military has the same thing. Most of them. Most cops in Cape won't even let a corrupt cop do anything stupid. Jerusalem don't put up with nothing. Africa won't either. And Egypt doesn't either. Amsterdam don't have a fucking rules and regulations, and they don't have a crime life. Very low. Why? I'll tell you why. Because their games do the right things. They don't play the corrupt games. They don't force people into shit. They have a neutral understanding. They treat them like a human being. Thailand isn't at fault for what they do. Philippines ain't at fault for what they do. China is. The ones in the system. But the civilians, they're actually caring. Same thing with Japan. If you all sit there and let that nation know that, even Russia, and they're bisexuals, but you don't know that. But you know what? They all get along. Gee. Putin, I mean, just likes simplicity. But was he really wrong? In some ways, yes. Do I feel like he learned from it? Most likely did. I notice he makes more careful decisions. In a lot of ways. And they tell the truth when they find corruption. Thank you for that. I wish there was more like you. And I wish the government stopped getting you guys in trouble too. I like WikiLeaks. They're right on point. They can lie, but they don't lie. When they start lying and they found the truth, they fix it. Sorry for the confusion. They're not perfect. But they're not en masse either, getting information like they would in a newsroom. Everything has to be done quietly. Media will take stories and libel people. Unless I can investigate properly, I'm not going to know where the lie is. But I can tell when something's fishy. I get the sense. Always do. And I'm always on point with it. I may not be able to stop my life half the way through with some things that I deal with and whatever. But I put up with it. I don't want to go to jail and have to be kidnapped for a year or two or waste more of my life. So I try to help best I can. If stuff goes stolen, I'll get more. But if I could get away at that times, trust me, I defend. The corrupt system picks and chooses who they can defend, who can't. There's prices too fucking high, and that's why a lot of people are going nuts. It doesn't give them the right to steal, though. It really doesn't. You can just go on the street and ask for money, they'll give it to you. You get homeboys, they'll give you money. You just gotta pay them back after. I'm glad I think things through. I'm glad I don't become like them. And I'm not perfect, I'm a lot of fun. But I know what I can handle, I can't handle. I know what I like and I don't like. I know what I am and I don't. I don't judge anybody. Your actions show me what you are. And if you don't understand how you're being, that's not my fault. But I know what that means. If you're a narcissist or you're somebody that doesn't stop doing what you're doing the first time, you've been condemned. If there's no creator, why is half these people have been condemned, but they don't think they have? And why is it I can pinpoint the demon ones and non-demon ones? Why is it I know that I can tell they have personality, but they have a problem, an issue, and I can pinpoint it right away and help them before it turns them? How come I can take a person and get them to realize what they're doing quicker just by talking to them and help them through it, but no one else does it? Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because a lot of you fucking cowards out there want to see these people go through and hope to God their praise and treat them like slaves. And you guys want to call yourselves the heroes. You'll play both sides of the fence and call yourselves the heroes. Disgusting. I love sex. I like 3 worlds. It wasn't my fault. I was forced. Do I have a right to go out there and abuse you guys? Do I have a right to force you guys through shit that you guys want to go through? I'll tell you what. I wish you gangsters would help me out, rich people would help me out, go after the rapists themselves and abuse the fuck out of them like they abused us. And I wish that we can go after the cops and judges that really don't deserve to be judges or DAs. Commonwealth has lied. And there's a lot of evil cops in Florida that continue to bullshit and lie and abuse power. But we allow these things because we civilians, or we gangsters, we mobs, allow them to get away with that. We let them. Even though the mobs changed their lives, a lot of them, there's still some old-fashioned ones that don't. But you all respect each other. You see a problem, rather see someone get killed or get kidnapped. Really? Why don't you make my life harder and make others harder? Why don't you just take their kids too and rape them and then tell me that you're going to heaven because you repented? Apparently people don't read this shit. If you know the spirit realm, and you know it exists, then you know the morals and the reason why our human lives are mattered is because there are rules and regulations. I can simply prove to you I can fly planes. I can simply prove to you I can drive cars. I've done it. The problem, I have backseat drivers knowing that I'm tired, shut off my fucking radio, and I'm looking for shortcuts to get the fuck home to get to my bed to go to sleep. Because I was forced to drive my boss's car half the time and pick up Sean and people, and they want to play games with the fucking radio because they want to see me get in trouble and then smirk and laugh because they're the Air Force, get away with shit. I'm glad you guys got your lifestyles. Truthfully, it took me a long time, that lifestyle. I don't deserve being ridiculed. I don't deserve to be judged or looked at kind of funny. But you gang stalkers, before I can learn it, but I've seen you guys before. I've seen the shadow gun before. I've seen all your top secret organizations before. You all can play a good part and manipulate people into thinking you guys are good people. But you're not fooling me. If you really do care about people, you don't mistreat them. Not even once. You don't hack civilians. You would hack the government systems. If you're a true, honest person, you would help defend the people, not hurt them. If you're a real person, you would not help the other wrong side. Yes, you do help the wrong side with money at times, but it's not much. Because no matter what, they're still human. Or so we think. I couldn't let an enemy go hungry. I rather hope they change their life before it's too late. So I'm not stupid. If I don't have to fight somebody and I can make friends and teach them something, I'd rather. But those that don't change, I agree with you. Punishment, death. Why do we need them? People with money can actually go out and offer money and they'll take it, most of them. But if you really want somebody because they're whatever to you, or just because you have to have them to go on the next one, doesn't mean they appreciate that. Because some of them, a lot of them, just want a one-on-one relationship. And they have a right to live too. It's not their fault we went through something that we shouldn't have, and we're stuck this way. The ones that want to have one relationship, let them. Don't go intervene in their lifestyle unless they're in danger. But make sure you prove it, because corrupt cops don't give a fuck. And if you can prove it, sometimes they bullshit enough. But if God's in your soul, He'll help. But sometimes that help doesn't always come until later. Trust me. If you guys haven't noticed, high in power, we want to call it, has provenly done miracles, whether we've seen it or not. We have unexplained shit the scientists can't explain. And yet they'll act like they explained it. Because they lied and added something to it that wasn't true. Like the airplane, for example, landed on the fucking water of New York. That was a miracle. Stayed afloat for 4 or 5 hours. No plane can do that. Unless you're a seaplane. That wasn't a seaplane that crashed in the water. It was a civilian jet from Boston Logan Airport or the New York Airport. In fact, I remember they said it was actually going from Boston to New York. And they didn't make it. And they had to land in the water because they couldn't turn around and land in time. And the plane stayed afloat and saved all the people. There's your miracle. People like me at times have miracles. We search and rescue people out of the cars, or we make sure the person doesn't get the cops and just get out into a hospital, get saved, and whatever happens later, it doesn't matter. But I had to rush in cars before to save people's lives. Sometimes I can't if I'm going to hurt somebody. And it's too many people in the car, I will call for a fire truck and I don't leave the scene till they come. I'm trained for all this. I've been like that since I was a kid. If you think God doesn't exist, that's pretty much how I became me. My dad was an ass. That's why I don't mention my father's name. My mom went through a lot of abuse. All of them went through abuse. Every single one of them. Killed my third mom. And my brother, that was from his real mom. That came my foster mom. That was really awesome. And she treated like a real mom. Got killed. Because she couldn't handle abuse. If that's what you guys like, and you do it too many times, I don't know when you guys think that you would have issues that you didn't work on. Your job was to work on them. You can work on your issues. You just choose not to. The ones that do work on the issues but they're stuck, it's because you're probably made for something else. Doesn't mean you're going to hell. God doesn't want you in hell, just so you know. If He put you in hell, it's because you didn't do something right, or you came too selfish. And you weren't caring or loving, and you didn't teach others about things, and they just didn't care about God, and God knew that. That's why. You know, angels ain't perfect. except for the ones that were angels from before this earth was made. That's why you have fallen angels. God doesn't make mistakes, but He makes it hard for us to be perfect. Because if He made it easy and it wasn't earned, and you don't go through situations and see what happens, how is He supposed to test us? Think about that. You really think there's no afterlife, but yet you prove emphatically don't realize there is. It's okay if you want to get by, but don't try to cheat out. And don't try to change because I said things. Because God knows the real you. You can lie to human beings. You can play games on earth to human beings, but you can't lie to God or anything. Just so you know. But the ones that are trying to be such a mess or whatever, and we fail, we don't get to in time, it can actually hurt you. But that's why God forgives when He knows things, and He just waits for you to say, I'm sorry, I didn't know, and I did the best I could. He accepts that. He doesn't want everyone being perfect. He wanted people to recognize that He exists, that He tried. He knows you're not going to be perfect, but He expects responsibilities from you, no matter what. I lose my temper at times. I've wanted to take out just out of the blue. But He says to me, and I think things through every time before I do something stupid. And I look at everything. What's that going to affect? How would that affect? What would that affect on others? And would I be like them? It's good to check yourself like that. Because when you think things through the correct way, not to do it for your own well-being, you actually appreciate more of the existence of what we do. When you're high in power, manipulative, and lying to people, then you deserve to go where He's going to put you. But if you're one of those people that have been like me, and you're caring, loving, and mindful, and have a big heart, and do everything responsibly, and you can have fun, that's fine. Just don't have too much fun. Always have a middle. But don't sit there and lie to people and pretend you went through something when you didn't. I don't do that. When people ask me at the end, are you a pilot or a veteran? I was like, no, but in some million ways, I actually am. I may not battle in actual war. I battle on the streets. And military battles on the streets. I just didn't have to kill people. That's the only difference. But sometimes they don't have to either. So it kind of equals out. Yes, I've driven cars. Never had crashes. I have flown a plane when I was younger because I stuck in the cockpit for 10-15 minutes before the rule was you can't do that anymore. I've been to air shows, and proved I knew my shit just so I can get in. My dad turned it down. There's things you didn't know about me that I can actually tell you. I gave it my all to join before I got screwed up. I begged the Hanscom Air Force Base to take me in, but they couldn't because my dad said no. The banks, I begged them to leave my money where it was but the bank said my dad can override it. I was forced to sign a paper because I'm a kid. I was born rich, or well-being, where I could have done things better. My dad destroyed it and ordered all my moms not to help me. And then I have people out here tell me, well, we get along with these people. That's not how the world works. The world works because everybody has to battle for others and ourselves. That's how the world works. The world works to make sure we, responsible ones, have a job to do. It doesn't mean we become irresponsible, even though we're going through a lot of issues. It does not mean we don't have a job to do. Any military, ex-military, and people that think they've done it for no reason have actually done it so they can defend and help. We all play that part. Even the ones that couldn't join. And yet we get treated like shit because the government wants to play, oh, they're not doing their job right. They didn't do the credentials. Well, guess what? There is no credential rules, especially if you work for him. Julian Carozza used to be a good person, but Julian Carozza was also about power and deceiving people. I don't know why he called himself Julian Carozza when he continues to deceive people and manipulate and throw me in a hospital because he got jealous of me. Julian Carozza blasphemes too much and told me I blasphemed, manipulated me and used me and pretended I was a bad person. I really never was. And uses my abilities for things I never done. DCF does the same thing. Anybody with money forgets to have a past to lie. And that's justice? Then, if that's justice, then it's not our fault because we didn't do it and we don't dare. Even though we can, we don't dare. Why? Because I would feel so fucking horrible because I went through it. Why would I want to turn to an heinous person doing it to others just to get a fulfillment for one night when I can find a caring team of my own that wouldn't betray me? We take care of each other. We help each other no matter what. And we can still have a family and still have a life and still have caring people in our life and never give up on them. Because a lot of times I learned it takes a team to build a better life. Not this one-on-one relationship thing. It doesn't work. For a lot of reasons. It just doesn't work. Money comes in play. Or someone comes in and rapes you and then says a different story. It's very hard to have one-on-one relationship. I had the perfect one-on-one relationship with DCF and her mom, and she didn't know. And I mentioned her name before. She told DCF to break us up because she wasn't happy. And I asked her to take me in. She wouldn't. Tells me everything right there. She lied. She didn't want her daughter knowing that she didn't want us together because she needed her daughter time for her purposes. Disgusting. I see kids and everything in trouble. I'm there. I take care of it. Even if I'm by myself. I have told thousands of Spanish people watched a car crash up in Linway before to take care of it for me, and they did. I had to order them to do it because my boss being a dick, I had to go home from school. I did it a lot, actually. I jumped into things I shouldn't have just to help out people. Because I don't think it's right that people that have drug problems go to jail for doing drugs. And that's all they've done was drugs. I don't think it's right. When the government systems can do it freely and not have a problem, then they rape people and get away with it. And they get to be all these weird, fucked up things. But yet, we're the issue. And they know which one's the issues, but they defend each other, right? Because in the system. And we're supposed to sit here and take it. I wish there was more people like me down here that would fire back with me. I wish people got together and said, you know what? We want to protect the people that are doing the right things in life. And who cares? As long as they're respectful and loving, caring people, who cares what the flaws are? But the ones that are purposely destroying people's lives, shouldn't they be the ones rooting, getting that treatment and going through the torture? Not the ones that are trying to live and help out. It should be the ones that are involvement in it should be tortured and going through what we go through, right? I didn't wake up one day and say I was going to be a trans. But you know what? I don't go around hurting people. I'm a very caring and loving person that would tell you the truth about me. But understand I still have jobs to do. I still have life to live. I still have other things I gotta do. I do the best I can with everything. One person, I have done a lot. I love Marines. I did all this without a car or a fire truck. Somehow I'm always at the wrong place at the right time. Take care of things. Only twice I couldn't make it out. I got confused and fucked up on meds that wouldn't let me go out. It manipulated my mind enough where I couldn't move, and then I got drugged. I couldn't see it, and there's a lot of issues I just couldn't do. Sometimes I have a mind overload, like every other human. But that's because the system made me have meds and fucked my head up. It took God to fix my mind to do a lot better. So, if you think there's no God, take it from me. I lost memory for a long time. I lost a lot of shit. I get treated like a woman. I got abused just as bad as a woman. And you want to judge me for it? Don't give me a chance. Whatever. But it's okay for you people to go out and be with tons of people and have a team, though, right? And rape them all. And they don't get a consequence because they got money or they have a way of living in a place where nothing will happen to them. And you can see where you can prove your shit, but the government systems don't care about that. You'd rather just blame people that care so much and destroy us. So another reason why I like the fact is God existent. I got aliens that are angels that work for God. I've seen those around before. And if they work for God, don't some angels work for the demons? That's why it's good and bad, right? Start thinking about that. There's angels and demons and lost souls in this world as well. Why? Because not all of them are going to go up, and some are undecided, and the ones that turn really bad, they have to go somewhere to prove more it exists. But you guys are too blinded. We'll tell you how the system works. If you are all about the higher power and lying, you can do it on earth. But the spiritual realm knows better. Egypt may break a lot of rules. A lot will go to hell. But there are also those that go to heaven, just like everybody else, if they did their life right. Egypt is very smart. Most gods do their life right, and one of the very few have failed. Think about that. If you guys think we choose our lifestyles, we don't. But if you guys think we appreciate going through hell and playing around, we don't. And if you think it's fair picking on the homeless and then saying that we do things and we ain't doing anything wrong, we just come here, we don't like it, being held against our will for no fucking reason with nothing. We should have things. If you're forced to go through the system for things you didn't do, and it's made and designed for criminals, but you're not a criminal, you should let them have what they need. Let me tell you about something about your meds too. Your meds aren't shit. You put so much chemicals in those